Welcome back. It's Eric Backer, naturopath from lovely New Zealand and author of Candida Crusher. Thank you for checking out this video today. Today we're going to talk about Candida, including multiple deficiencies of vitamins and minerals that we see in patients. I've just read some interesting blog posts on Candida and magnesium deficiency. Other posts I've looked at talk about Candida and molybdenum, Candida and biotin. So these trace elements have quite specific actions when it comes to yeast infections. Biotin in particular stops really Candida turning into its invasive form. A guy called Dr. Luke DeShepard did a lot of research on this and found that a few milligrams per day can have an incredible effect. Molybdenum helps die off basically and can help people really escape a lot of this brain fog and spaced out feeling I found. So, but you know, I'm talking two trace elements here. I mean, there's many trace elements, including the macro minerals, amino acids, fatty acids. There's a ton of stuff that people with Candida need. So to basically say that people need magnesium a lot with Candida, to me, is really a narrow-minded approach. Magnesium is one of the most important macro minerals, one of the larger minerals that our body needs in quite large amounts. But in fact, we probably need just as much magnesium, if not more so, than calcium in our diets. So calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium are the four macro minerals. And there's about 17 trace elements or smaller minerals that we need too. I'm a believer that people need all of these things in their diet, okay, for many different reasons. Especially the minerals. The vitamins are hard to get, but if your diet is good, you've got an abundant vitamins, in your diet. But minerals are much more difficult to get because they're often lacking from the soil. They're stripped out with the superphosphates that we tend to, use with our commercial produce. Unless you grow most of your own produce like I do, I try and grow most of my own vegetables particularly, and make sure I use good organic composting methods and seaweeds, to enrich the soil. Unless you do those sorts of things, you're not really going to get, a very large base of trace elements and minerals in the soil. I can tell by the health of the plants that I grow and the taste and the feedback I get from other people, these are first-class vegetables. So they will be very high in a lot of these trace elements that are hard to get, particularly when we start using things like seaweeds, and you can just see the size and the difference with the tomatoes and the taste of the fruits and vegetables is phenomenal. But when you're buying commercial produce, things from the supermarket, you're often lacking these sorts of things. These vegetables are quite tasteless, I find, quite bland, insipid. The hydroponic ones are the same. They tend to use all these artificial kinds of products to grow these things. They tend to grow them in crowded environments and spray all sorts of chemicals on these foods. So not only are you dealing with a lack of sufficient minerals, in your diet, you're also having to deal with the abundance of pesticides and crap that people spray on this food to try and make it grow, So the point I'm trying to make with this video is you need lots and lots of good and abundant amounts of vitamins and minerals from fresh produce to really help you overcome Candida. If you can't do that, a good multivitamin is certainly something that you want to add into your dietary equation, on top of eating good food. I take a multivitamin every day, and I have so for about 30 years. I still believe that it's easy to lack one or two trace elements no matter how good the diet is. Same with vitamin E. I take 400 units a day for the last 25 years. I think vitamin E is one of the most important vitamins you can take for circulation and immunity and other things. I take 800 milligrams of magnesium every day. Occasionally I stop taking magnesium for a few months, and then I find when I start taking it again, it's incredible the differences I feel with more magnesium. One thing I will say in defense of magnesium, it is certainly a mineral that I believe everybody needs that lives in the Western world particularly. It's the mineral that has been proven with research to be the one most easily excreted under any form of stress. They did a lot of research at Harvard University years ago with magnesium with rats and guinea pigs and humans, and they tested the magnesium input under various forms of stress, and they found that the magnesium output was directly related to the type and amount of stress applied to the organism. So there's no doubt about it, magnesium is a key thing to have in your diet. But we could go on and on. We could talk about selenium and iodine. We could talk about zinc, for example. There are many different minerals that you need in your diet. So be sure to take a good multivitamin. A Candida multivitamin is something I've been working on now for the past 12 months, and I hope to release this in 2016. A very, very important product, especially developed multivitamin just for Candida patients, for people with small intestinal bowel overgrowth and Candida. It will also contain an antifungal backbone in it to keep giving you a small amount of antifungal ingredients there as well. And it'll be in a sustained release form, which I think is the best for a tablet. So in the interim, just take a good multivitamin once or twice per day on top of your diet. Drink plenty of water, and you should be starting to notice some changes in your health. Skin, hair, nails, sleep, energy, all those things, should start to pick up if you're lacking even one trace element. Okay, so I hope that gives you some information that if you've got multiple deficiencies, which many people have that I see, you're going to be behind the 8 ball, all right, and you're not going to recover rapidly from a Candida yeast infection. Thanks for tuning in.